All right, guys, welcome to another live stream. I actually had to shoot this video over because my audio wasn't working that well. And yeah, so this video, we're going to talk about why the weekends are great to get ahead. I did a 20-minute video, but I'm going to do it. It might not be that long this time, but yeah, so the weekends are good to get ahead because one, a lot of you work a 9 to 5, right? And the thing is, you're either one, tired during the week from whatever you're doing, whether it's a corporate or something in the healthcare industry or whatever you do, you are tired of your well, you're not. Oh, you could be tired of your job, but at the end of the week, going into the weekend, you're tired. So a lot of you, you use that as an excuse to not get stuff done on the weekend. But the thing is, you're so busy during the week that the weekend is the only time you have to get ahead. So if you want to start that business that you want to start, if you want to get into certain investments, maybe you're not privy to certain information and you need to use the weekends to get ahead and find out what certain investments are about. Maybe you need to find out what the latest trend is, where the market is moving. The weekends for most of you is all you have to get ahead. The problem is a lot of you use the weekend to be with your friends, family, be at the bar, be at the beach, and just do things that are not productive. And it's understandable that you're tired during the week and you want to relax during the weekend, but it doesn't have to be the whole day. It doesn't have to be a whole event. A lot of you make the weekends into a whole event of just relaxation, and you don't really get anything done. So, and a lot of what it's going to come down to is planning your weekend out. You say, okay, I'm going to wake up at 7. I'm going to work 2-3 hours towards this business, this financial goal, and then maybe later on I can have some fun. But you need to be thinking about that when you're asking yourself why you're not hitting your financial goals. A lot of you will work for a corporation and give it your all there, but when it comes to your financial goals, you sit in the back seat and you just let it autopilot, and you're not going to get your goals done that way. So here I have a couple reasons why people should use your weekends to get ahead. One is uninterrupted focus. It says here, without the pressures of work or weekday responsibilities, you could dedicate uninterrupted time to focus on your financial goals. The mental clarity that comes with stepping away from daily tasks can help you make better financial decisions. And this is true. I'm pretty sure a lot of you don't work remote. I mean, after the whole pandemic and things like that, a lot of us have transitioned back into the office. And I mean, if you work remote, you know how easy it was to take your lunch break and actually use it for something productive, whether it was like washing clothes or maybe you ran to the grocery store to get some groceries and some dinner. And it was just a very productive hour, opposed to when you go into the office, you're kind of stuck at the office. You have that parking garage that's so far away from the actual building. You don't want to leave because everybody's leaving out for lunch. So it's just kind of like chaotic. And during that lunch hour, it's just a lot of traffic. So it's one of those things where the majority of us are back in the office, and it's hard to get stuff done during the week. Most of you get to work at 7 or 8, and then you're not out until 5 or 6, depending on what you actually do. And then after that, if you haven't meal prepped, if you don't have food ready, you have to work on that. Most of you, some of you do go to the gym, so you have to work in that. And then we're not adding if you have some kids or pets that you have to attend to after work. So it's very important to be using the weekends because it's uninterrupted time. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be totally uninterrupted, but opposed to a job. Like I know when I was at the office and I worked at a job at the office, it was almost like you really couldn't get even the job done because you would get there and people would be talking to you about all this nonsense. And by the time you actually got to work, it was 11 or 10. close to lunchtime. And then once you get working, you're behind 2 3 hours. So now instead of leaving at 4:30, you're leaving at 6 or 7 o'clock at night. All right. So now this just pushes back even more of the schedule you have during the week, the time you have during the week. So it's very hard to be uninterrupted at the job. You're getting pings, you're getting emails, people are coming up to you. They want to know how your day was. They want to know what you're doing for the weekend. They just want to pass the time. A lot of the times you get invited to lunch outings, and things like that. And it's a space where it's like it's just work, or you're very interrupted because of the people that you work with. And it gets that way, right? And a lot of you do work at an office. A lot of you do work at an office. So weekends are uninterrupted time periods. At least you have more control. I'm not saying you're not going to have any distractions, because pretty sure you're still going to have distractions, but you have more control of your environment, and you can separate yourself to get some work done, whether it's 2 3 hours of uninterrupted time. I think if you can get 2 to 3 hours of uninterrupted time on the weekend, I think you can really push forward on that financial goal, and I think you can really achieve that financial goal. Whether it's your first 100K, whether it's 200K, whether it's your first 7 figures, whatever it is, maybe you want to get a property. Maybe you use your weekends to go look at property, and yeah, that's the time to do it, because you can't do it during the week. So you got to make sure you're using that uninterrupted time wisely. A lot of you are at the beach, in the bar, in the pool, and things like that. So it's hard to get ahead doing that stuff, right? And I'm not saying you can't do it sometimes, but a lot of you that's all you do during the weekend. What else? Flexibility in schedules. Weekends often offer more flexibility, allowing you to take time for tasks like reviewing accounts, setting up new investments, researching financial opportunities in your own space. Yeah, it kind of speaks to the first thing. Um, Very flexible schedule. You're kind of able to set your own schedule. You're able to reset and look at your budget. Did you go over your budget for the week? Did you go over your financial plans that you have? So it's very important to use your weekend for that. To go over, okay, I had this $200 limit for the week. Did I surpass that? Did I go under that, or did I go over that? So those things are very important. Let me do a quick mic check just to make sure my mic is working. I always have to do that when I go live. To use your weekend for that. To go over, okay, I had this $200 limit for the week. Did I surpass? All right, cool. Yeah, it looks like it's working. All right, so yeah, I think that you really need to, it's flexible, right? The weekend is flexible if you make it that. If you jam it up with all these extracurricular activities that are not allowing you to do that, maybe it's not that flexible. You have people that you're already committing. I know some people already have like their weekends planned out weeks in advance. I'm gonna go to this concert. I'm over here. Gonna go an hour out to this city and have it planned out. Um, and yeah. So and what the big problem, what I'm seeing too, is that a lot of you have to work 2 to 3 jobs just to make ends meet. And I think what it's going to allow you to use your weekends is not being so tired out. A lot of you are tired out because you're working 2 to 3 jobs. The way you get rid of that problem is increase your skill set and only work one job that can, that can get you the money you need to pay for your lifestyle, and also so that way you could save and invest. Now, I can give you a story. So when I used to work at PwC, it was the accounting firm, one of the big four. That was the first job I had outside of college, but we weren't making that much, so I had to work a second job on the weekend, and it was brutal, right? Like because I was also doing overtime at PwC. It wasn't like an hourly wage type of position. So I would be selling glasses on the weekend at Vision Works, and then I had Monday through Friday, I had to actually do, do my main job. And it just got, but you get burnt out from that type of stuff. So it's one of those things where it's like you can't work 2 to 3 jobs forever. So you need to increase your skill set and be able to work one job during the week, and make the money that you need to pay your bills, and you're not going to get burned out. That way on the weekend you can start working towards that side business, and you have the flexibility to do so, and you're not using it to work a side gig. All right, that's really not going to make any significant movements towards building wealth or hitting your financial goals. But yeah, the weekend's a good time to get ahead. I think you guys should start using it a lot more. I always come out with a video like this. I probably have like 3, 4 videos about using the weekend to get ahead. And I usually get inspired when I go out and I see people not doing much, but always complaining about their financial situation. So it might be, well, I have 480 videos on YouTube, so it's not something you probably can find easy, but I've spoke about this before, is what I'm trying to say. And it's something that holds a lot of people back because they don't use their weekends to get ahead. Once you start using your weekends to get ahead, I definitely think you'll start seeing a difference in your finances. But that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.